Welcome, welcome. Come on in, pull up a seat. If you're new here, my name is Dan, and if you're not, you already knew that. I have some rough lumber that I need to mill up for a project that I'm going to be doing this weekend, starting it this weekend. And I was thinking about how I'm going to edge joint these now that I've gotten rid of my jointer. Now you can do jointing on a table saw if you add a really long fence extension. Part of the problem with a table saw, especially if you have a little job site saw like that, is you don't have much infeed unless you build like separate infeed support. So this long board is kind of wobbling off the edge here. So you need to stabilize it this way. And you also need to have this fence far enough back that you have 2 points of contact as you're moving through the saw. And this is where the old reliable radial arm saw comes into play. You've got a nice long fence to set up reference edges, and you've got plenty of infeed support here. Radial arm saws are great for edge jointing. To do edge jointing, you need a good reference edge, and there's a few different ways to do this. For one, you can temporarily attach your workpiece to a known good reference edge. Use that up against the fence and make your cuts that way. But also you can use the piece itself if you can get 2 good reference points along your fence for your reference edge. Now, if the board is curved this way, you can't put it against the reference edge because it'll just rock. But flip it around so the bow goes out that way and your reference edge is on this side, and now you have 2 points of contact. That'll get my edge jointing done, but I still have to face joint. Now, I am going to face joint the boards for that project on my planer with a jointing sled. But I've always been wondering if I could use the radial arm saw to face joint as well, using a dado blade and just making very light passes. Now that I have a saw that's got a motor that's up and running well, and I've got the table all squared away, I'm going to try that. Okay, I'm going to use the same jointing sled that I used with my planer for this. I've got the board secured to this with a couple little drops of hot glue. Normally I wouldn't even bother with that. If I'm using the planer, I just let the sandpaper hold it in place. So the idea is I'm going to bring this out. I'm going to lower the dado down so it just kisses the top of the wood. And we're going to make some very light passes and see if we can joint this. And there we have it, a jointed board on the radial arm saw. Now I do have some track lines on here. My guess is this is because this is a fairly inexpensive dado set, so that the chippers aren't as long as the blades themselves. Pretty sure this is the end track for the blades. So, but that's nothing that is so bad that it can't be sanded out. And with a better dado set, I bet you can do this without leaving a single mark at all. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.